Welcome to the Three Moons, Three Souls podcast with host Jacqueline Burke. Today's special guest is Rhonda Schaan.
Welcome back to the podcast, Rhonda. How are you today?
Good, and thank you for having me back.
Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure. So today we're going to talk about um, who Rhonda was as a child. So what were you inspiring to be when you were, say, 4 or 5 years old?
Hands down a teacher.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I would say I I turned my bedroom into a classroom. I
Oh,
had
wow.
my teacher desk, so to speak,
Oh,
and
really?
had a student desk. And well, this was a little bit later on, but mom used to work at Kelsey, which is now SAS Polytech, or I don't know, they keep changing the name. And they were switching over from chalkboards to whiteboards.
Oh,
And they were throwing out a classroom-sized chalkboard.
oh,
So she asked if she could take it home, and we
oh,
mounted it up in my
oh.
bedroom. So that's how I would study. I would teach while I was studying.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah.
That's so neat. Um, so as a child, wow. So how long did that need last for you to be a teacher?
You know, it went really right till university. I was actually in education. But what was interesting is I remember clear as day, it was December 10th, 1985. I can remember the year 84, 85, but I remember the date.
Huh?
And I heard this voice, and I knew it was the voice of God that's saying, "You're not going to teach."
Mm.
But I was so stubborn, and I was like, "No, I'm going to do it." But later on, like when I was did a class, I'm like, "Oh, I am going to teach, but not in the traditional sense of teaching,
That's so
you
neat.
know, in the classroom." So,
Yeah. So your inspiration for that started at a young age.
yeah, like pretty much I remember walking into kindergarten, grade one, and or kindergarten, I mean, and first day of kindergarten, I'm like, "Oh, this is like
Oh, wow. Well, that's very cool. Um, so who inspired you as a child to focus on teaching? Like, was it your mom or was it
I
someone
think
in particular?
it wasn't really nobody in particular. I think it was kind of the teachers I've had, my like parents. I, you know, I read a lot on personal development and success stories, even at kind of at a very young age.
Oh, good.
Probably, if anything, it's a fictional character would be Anna Green Gables. I just fell
Oh,
in love with that book,
yeah.
and it just almost reestablished that teaching aspect.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a classic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or it's becoming a classic.
Yes.
They, yeah. Oh, that's cool. So where did you grow up? Like were you in a rural area or were you?
I was city in
Okay.
Saskatoon,
Yeah.
Saskatchewan, lived here all of my life. Um, Family is from Young, Saskatchewan.
Okay.
So I have roots there, but I'm not necessarily as connected there as I am here. And like I said, I've lived at my parents' house and then I moved to my own house. Like I've only moved really once
Oh,
that I remember. Well, twice, I guess, from apartment to the house and then
yeah.
house to my condo.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I mean, I think I've moved probably over 25 times in my life. And I would have loved to have just moved once.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, so, um, so being you wanted to be a teacher and you were in university. Um, so when did it and you were spoken to as in changing direction? Is that correct?
Yeah. The
Or how?
pathway is different, I guess, in a way that because I still ended up in the educational field as an educational assistant.
Right.
And then what I was realizing, I had a bigger calling and kind of as I kind of got more in touch with my guides, is I like the social work aspect of it.
Yeah.
And so that's what made me switch into currently what I'm doing is getting my degree
Oh,
with it, but there's still a teaching component. Like I love being in the classroom, I love working with students, but I actually like working more with students around their problems or what's going on in their life and
right.
helping them, um, assisting them more to going what's a good decision, bad decision, growth mindset, because a lot of times, a lot of our impacting beliefs are based, well, really at childhood, but more I find in adolescence.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Totally. So, what is your what age bracket do you work with the most?
Well, youth, like, so kind of grade 6 and up.
Okay.
Um, but I've been as young as like kindergarten.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I literally worked from kids kindergarten to grade 12.
Oh, wow.
So I was in the high school for a majority of my career, still would be, but they cut back those positions.
Okay.
So I got put down in elementary school.
Oh,
So in Saskatchewan, elementary is K to 8. We
oh,
don't
okay.
have, well, majority of Saskatchewan, they have like two systems, K to 8 and then 9 to 12.
Oh,
There's
wow.
we don't really have a middle years
Okay.
school. There is some in Saskatchewan that do, but majority is the two systems. Unless you're rural, then it's K to 12.
Oh,
But yeah, so I've been in the high schools majority. They did cutbacks, got put down to elementary. So I literally went in one day, went from in the grade 12 classroom right down to,
uh,
to grade 1. So it was a huge shift.
yeah.
But I would say my sweet spot is like grade 6, 7 to grade 12.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, I mean, as they're coming into like adolescence and yeah.
Yeah, when you can have real convers not that you
Yeah.
can't with the little guy, but I find you can have more little real conversations
Yeah.
with them. A lot of people are like, it's kind of funny because you have two, they'll be like, like,
Yeah.
why would you want to work with all the older ones? And I'm like, why would you want to work with the younger ones? Like, because I'm like, bless their souls, the ones that can, because I've done it and I'm like, oh, if you guys have to do this, I'm like, good
hmm
on you.
Yeah. So, with having that experience, doing what you do now, I guess that's contributed to more like your comfort zone. You're open to talking to many people.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's been a gradual like process, I guess you could say, like since you started like with 5 years old on up to where you are now.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I really enjoy, like, I want to say, like, I have a very strong Catholic background where I kind of grew up in the church.
Yep.
I'm still practicing Catholic, but don't necessarily believe in all the rituals and all their teachings, but it did give me the foundational stuff.
Right.
And I think I surprised a lot of people that I wasn't a nun or going to be a nun
Yeah.
because I think that's what everybody thought.
Oh,
Because
really?
I was just so connected. And
hmm
then, I went to a Catholic schools. So I was so connected and would kind of talk about God, Jesus,
Yeah.
and all of that. But I also remember kind of correcting some priests. Oh, yeah, that's not right.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I remember, I forget what I was doing, but, and like, I never really read the Bible or anything like that, but I knew stories. Like, that's kind of like stories. And I kind of like one time corrected, and he looks at me, he's like, why do you know this?
No.
And like, he went back and looked, and like, I was right, but I just even as I was speaking, I knew it wasn't me.
Oh,
It was like my divine team.
yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Very neat. So at what age were you when you
Did
realized
that?
it was your divine team?
I want to say I was about 10 years old,
Oh, wow.
10 or 11. Like, yeah, like I said, I've been very attuned,
Yeah.
very young. Like, I would never say I was shut off. I was just shut off in the sense of speaking it to other people.
Okay.
Like, a lot of my decision making, a lot of my things, I would still call on my team, especially Archangel Gabrielle,
Hmm.
would be like, okay, what do I do?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So how do you find okay, so that came at a young age, like your adolescent age. Were you able to talk to other children that age about different things like that, or were they
Not
receptive?
not really. I think I just from my speech and what I would talk about, it was always kind of religious space or whatever,
Hmm.
which wasn't really necessarily out of the norm because we were majority of us were Catholic, right? I
Right.
think so. It wasn't really. It's just that it was very centralized for me
Okay.
in a lot of ways. So I like. And that's kind of where I kind of find the spirit. It was like I was at the core of who I was being able to, like, all my decision making and all of my decisions were really guided around the higher purpose, I guess, for
Yeah.
lack of different
Yeah.
word. Like, it was part of my core where sometimes I feel like with religious beliefs, it's just something you do,
Right.
not who you are. And I just always had that sense that this is part of who I am.
Yeah. So did your family, were they aware of who you were from a that perspective? Or
They had inklings
yeah,
of it, especially when it kind of came to a spiritual medium, but not knowing what that was.
right.
Because my dad's dad passed away when he was 16. And then, oh, so when I was born, like years later, um, I think I was about, the story was I was about 2 or 3, and I was looking at pictures in a picture book.
Okay.
And there was like a family picture, and I'm like, oh, he tucks me in at night.
Oh, wow.
Right? And they said they looked at each other and going, well, that's not like he's not here,
Yeah.
right? And like I was very adamant and very like no, and so they just, they didn't shut it down, which is probably
Right.
why I was very open still, but it wasn't something that we talked about to kind of years later.
Yeah.
And he, like, my grandpa would come to me, like, when my grandpa comes in, he's one of the few spirits that I can see.
Yeah.
Like not just my mind's eye,
Mhm.
but I will actually see him in the physical. Um and he'll still be with me, but it feels like more, I find when I'm kind of in a time of stress,
Yeah.
is that when he'll kind of more or less appear.
Yeah. So I've had this question, and I'm glad you brought that up about seeing your grandfather, is that how do they look to you? Like I've been asked that. And so I mean I've heard others describe it as even like like an AI figure, but more of a vibrational look to it. Now, do you find what is your take?
It varies from, like, so with my grandpa, I almost want to say it's very, I almost, yeah, like kind of AI, like black and white,
Hmm.
where you can almost like it's almost like a shield almost or
Yeah.
something. And you can like you can go through it, like it's transparent, but you still see that
Yeah.
figure. Um, but in other spirits, I'll see orbs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like and but a lot of times it's in my third eye
Mm-hmm.
or a feeling amongst my body. I'll get smells,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, smells are a big one. Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of times it's my third eye
Okay.
that I'll see. But usually, yeah, I would say, but I have experienced kind of all your
Yeah.
things, right? So,
Yeah. So how did your family like kind of grow with you in that perspective?
um, I think there was more of an intriguement than
Okay.
anything. They definitely didn't discourage it, but it wasn't like encouraged to be like,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
whatever. Like, so, but at the same time, I was like, so especially when I kind of started coming out, which was probably now 6 years ago-ish,
Yep.
where I'm like, well, when Archangel Gabriel and Michael told me that they wanted me to use my gifts out in the world, not just to keep them for myself. I'm going, yeah, but how do I do that with the Catholic belief system and with our, you know, Catholic upbringing?
Right.
Because, like you said, like this is where I kind of knew at a very young age because of my Catholic background. And they're like, well, not everything that the Catholic Church says goes,
Right.
but this is where you take what resonates with you and
Yeah.
the rest. And I'm like, okay. So then so Archangel Michael came and kind of gave me a process of how to explain it I guess, coming out of the spiritual closet from a
Yeah.
Catholic point of view.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so it was kind of like that. So then once I was able to experience, say that, you know, it was more a little bit on board that, well, not that I needed their permission, but it
Right.
helps that, hey, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm guided to do,
Yeah.
and go for it.
Well, that's good.
Right?
That's
So,
wonderful.
yeah.
Yeah, it's so nice to have that support, right? And
Yeah.
understanding, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was raised Catholic as well. But I know I guess it's when you have more of a spiritual calling, like from a like a mediumship,
Mm-hmm.
um, it's it makes well for me, it made being in church a little difficult
Yeah.
because I was hearing more, you know, my spiritual connection rather than a religious connection.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Oh, that totally makes sense because that's kind of where I struggled with, like, in like, because like I said, I'd be sitting there and going, well, that doesn't make sense,
Yeah.
especially when it kind of comes around the mediumship. And I'm
Yeah.
going, you have the Holy Spirit. You talk about the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I'm going, like, your teachings are a little contradictory to me. And so that's where I'm like, where I would get those downloads literally in church
Yeah.
going, yeah, that's not right. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I gotta veer off here and go into
Yeah,
a more
yeah,
different direction.
yeah. So I'm like, okay.
Um, well that I'm very grateful though that they your family was supportive though.
Oh, yes.
Quite often you hear of the opposite and that's unfortunate because these are gifts we're given and you know we use them in the most positive way.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's I'm grateful you had that.
Yeah, I am too because like I know there's like a lot of people that struggled with that
Hmm.
and I'm going, yeah. But I was able and see this is where I find probably what helped me is because I was so in tuned
Right,
that the angels or my team told me what to say.
right.
So it put it in context that they could understand.
Yeah.
So that's what helped, I think, as well. Well, not I think, I know
Yeah.
that helped because I know there's words that I'm going, I'm like, I know I didn't say that.
Yeah. Um, wow, well, that's great. So with your career, what are some of the opportunities coming up for you with your career?
With my career, when I get a bachelor's of social work, it'll it almost I want to say for the type of readings that I do, I'll have actual toolbox things that I can
Yeah,
give,
right.
to my clients. So I'm gonna be rebranding myself. I can't do it yet because I'm not certified,
Mhm.
is like as a spiritual counselor.
Nice.
So like when people come to me, like so if people want to come to me for the counselor aspect, that's okay.
Hmm.
But if people want to come to me for that spiritual slash counselor
Yeah.
thing, that they know what we're gonna do, but there is some form of like I can give them tools and access. Not that others can't, but it's just more for me, it's not just imposter syndrome, but it just feels like there's a little more legitimacy
Okay.
to
Yeah, I
like
completely understand. We have a lot in common that way, Rhonda. Um, Way back in the day, like 25 years ago, I became a counselor, like a certified counselor. I did it only because I was managing a team of 50 executive assistants. And I felt it was important
yeah,
to have, ways of helping them.
yeah,
But now into my life now, as you're doing, having that and your mediumship, you can really genuinely help your clients in more ways than one.
yeah.
It is a blessing what you're doing.
No, and I agree with that because like with some of the readings I was getting, I was like, okay, this is beyond my scope.
Yeah,
And I had to refer out where they got actual certified counselors, right? Like because
right,
sometimes I was dealing with abuse
right,
victims and stuff, and I'm like, okay, I'm like I'll say this is what's happening, this is what I'm guided, but you need to go talk to a counselor or a
right.
therapist, and I will help if you want me to. I can help you find one, but
Mhm.
going to people like us
Yeah, yeah,
is not going to help your problem.
right.
Like
Yeah,
that, like we can touch on surfaces, but
right. But I mean, quite often, do you find like when you're in a session with a client on a spiritual part, um, you know, they will either have their tears and then other things come up, right?
right.
So it's easier to be able to help them from a personal level as well, because in that
Hmm.
moment, you don't want your client to feel lost,
No,
you know,
no,
and it's so important to be able to guide them from a personal perspective, like when they're having those questions come up after a reading, and to just be able to consciously, give them that foundation
exactly. Yeah,
of healing.
yeah.
Really.
And it takes time to heal, like,
It does.
you know, so it's just like that's a lot of times with my intentions, with my readings, and with my team is bringing the people to, if they're coming in for a reading, that there's kind of a purpose behind it, there's intention, um, whether it's a belief system change, now that's what I find with the majority of my readings. And even I really think a lot of the core is a belief, is the unworthiness.
Yeah.
A lot of people feel of unworthy of doing this,
Yeah.
or like not like, and when I mean this in a universal, like being a teacher,
Right.
being a medium, being a doctor.
Right. Yeah.
Like it really goes down to at the core, am I worth it?
Yeah. Yeah. Worthy, like self-worth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The more we can do to help our clients, it's worth learning more to be able to do so. Like it's just the world needs it at this moment.
Yes. We're
And
going through a huge shift right now.
oh,
And
oh
it's,
my gosh, are we ever
yeah.
like that feeling? It won't lift. Like it's
Yeah.
just there, waiting and waiting for that change to happen, you know. But I hear you. I totally
Yeah.
understand that. Um, yeah, so that I mean, so for the future, I'm so looking forward to having you back and talking about that more because I just think you're onto something fantastic and the amount of people that you're going to help,
Well,
and
thank
it's
you.
just going to be amazing.
Well, I enjoy it. Like this
Yeah,
is like I and I understand why I needed to go on the journey that I did,
yeah,
because if I was put into if I thought where my life what would have taken me, I would have been in a Catholic classroom
yeah,
teaching or whatever. And there's no way I would have had to come going, I would have to either make the split and leave my job
yeah,
or do it the way I'm doing it. And that's where it's all being divinely timed and guided, where you're kind of going, like, looking back and going, hey,
yeah,
what's going, like, so even though you think they're obstacles, I always call them blessings in disguise. And even
yeah.
though you feel like, why is this always happening? But now that, like, in the hindsight is 2020, well, now that I was able to reflect, I'm going, oh, if this was the path that I thought I was on,
Hmm.
where I really wouldn't have been doing my soul calling,
Yeah,
which was this,
yeah,
you know, and it was meant to take the 40 some years that it took,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like, there is something to having gained knowledge. Because I just think of, like, if I was a counselor at 20, who's going to come to a 20-year-old
right.
for counseling advice?
Yeah,
Like, that
something
might
about
happen, and I'm not knocking, like, but
yeah. It's that wisdom.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Firm believer. So now after talking about like we started from when you're 5 and on up to what you're doing now. So what type of advice would you, Rhonda, now give Rhonda at 5 years old?
trust.
Trust.
Just trust the process. Like, you don't need it all figured out
Yeah.
at that moment. Like, I had huge, 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 huge anxiety, even
Oh.
though I trusted, but I was such a worry wart.
Hmm.
Like, it was almost to the extreme that I thought I was missing, and my parents didn't know this until like years later. But like, so we had old-fashioned bells, and what I mean
Okay.
is you could hear them outside, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so they were set on a timer. Well, I thought I was missing school on weekends.
Oh.
Like, that's how big my anxiety
Aw.
was. So even
Yeah.
though I trusted the process and trusted my team and I wasn't afraid to be different, um, I had always that little like anxiety, but I've also learned that for people like us, that's actually a very common trait.
Yes, it is.
And
Yeah.
it's because we're getting so hit with all this
Oh, yeah.
energy
Yeah.
that it's like, oh, okay. Where it's just like, you know, you just have to let things happen the way they're supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you don't take inspired action and do things, but things will come into place the way that they're meant to and when they're supposed to.
Right.
And that's hard for a lot of people.
It is. Yeah, it's the waiting, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. So part of our episode with our conversations with, which is what we're doing today, um, we have incorporated gratitude. So, what are you truly grateful for right now?
That's a good question. What I Gratitude's so ingrained in me. It's just being here and now.
Yeah,
Like I, which was funny. Well, not funny, but when I had my COVID experience, like nobody thought, like including the doctors, nobody thought I would make it through. And I'm just like, I just knew that I'd be fine. Um, and it's something like I tell people COVID was the best thing that happened because it really gave me the push to make the changes that I was wanting to make
right.
because I was so much in my fear
Yeah,
that my team knew I wanted to change, but they knew they had to because I was asking,
right.
right?
Yeah,
I was asking, but I wasn't really listening. But your team knows you best too, so they know how to get your attention.
yeah. Oh, God.
So they created a situation where I'm like, okay, life's too short. I need to change,
Yeah,
which gave me the courage to go back to school.
that's wonderful. Can you imagine all the to-do lists that were made over COVID
Yeah.
or over the pandemic?
Yeah, I think it changed. I personally, a lot of people see it as a negative. I think it was the most positive things because it really, truly looked at a lot of people, okay, am I living the life that I'm supposed to live?
Right.
Right? Like you hear a lot of people quitting their jobs or changing their jobs and
Yeah.
moving forward, but also just what I don't like using this, but what people deemed as lower work jobs, like working in a grocery store,
Yep.
working at a restaurant, or whatever, they're like, we wouldn't have survived without
Right.
them.
Well, those are essential jobs.
Yes, and a lot of times they're looked down upon.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and that's what a shame.
yeah,
You know, there was restaurants doing curbside pickup, like, and bless them, right?
yeah,
I mean, there's grocery stores still open, doing
mm,
the pickup outside or only allowing a certain amount of people inside, that sort of thing.
yeah,
I mean, that's a blessing right there. I mean, I agree with you. There should, like, people should just stop with the lower jobs or the higher jobs or whatever. What about the essential jobs?
hmm
You
yeah.
know?
Yeah, and the thing is, though, everything is essential. Like, it really, if you look at the
Yeah,
ecosystem, if you take one piece out, it all falls apart. So it's
absolutely.
just like, just valuing the person in front of you. And I think we're kind of going back to that
Yeah,
gratefulness is that everybody plays a part.
absolutely. Oh, that's so wonder. I love that. Everyone plays a part.
Uh,
Yeah. Then there'd be no fighting,
No, no,
right?
no. But
Well,
even with the fighting, though, we need that conflict to really push our values in going, what is it that I truly believe?
yeah.
Because change needs to happen. And as much as it feels uncomfortable and scary, uh, my team's telling me everything's going to be fine,
Mm-hmm.
but this is a wake up call
Right. Absolutely.
and challenging those belief systems. And when things really resist, it's like, why are we resisting such change? And truthfully, that's when you kind of know it needs to be essential.
Yeah.
It needs to be in the positive or whatever, however you look at it.
Yeah.
But
Working together.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Working together. I think I'm grateful for anyone who works together. Like I'm grateful for the people who work with me. I'm grateful for everybody that crosses my path.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
that's where collaboration, like that's where things need to start coming in is collaboration.
absolutely.
Because that's where you're going to get the win-win. It's
Yeah,
not us versus them
right.
mentality. And that's that shift, right? We're going from masculine energy to feminine energy.
Yeah.
And that's where that resistance is coming in because people as a whole want to see the win-win,
Hmm.
where the masculine energy is more the win-lose.
Right. Yeah, there's no happy medium.
Yeah.
Well, Rhonda, I'm so grateful you're with me today.
Well, thank you. I loved our conversation.
Oh, me too. I always do.
Yeah.
I'm hoping you can come back with me
Oh, sure.
and yeah, we'll be probably filming our season 3 already. I can't
Oh,
believe.
wow. That's exciting.
Yeah, so that'll be coming in the fall. So I'll be excited and love to have you back for that.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, it's been a pleasure, but you know what? Our time went fast.
Yes, did it ever? I'm a little long-winded. I'm sorry.
No, no. My goodness. I'm going to extend it this next time. I'm going to do like hour podcast sessions because I could talk and talk and talk as well. Well, thank you kindly, and I
Well,
look forward
thank you
to
so
coming
much.
back. Yeah,
You bet.
nice seeing you.
Yes, you too. Take care.
You too.
Thank you for joining us on the Three Moons, Three Souls podcast.